Hey, Siddiqi, welcome. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me, Lynn.
Oh, it's
You look
such a
amazing.
pleasure. I wanted
Thank
to
you.
I wanted to share your expertise with a lot of my friends and followers because I know for me when I did your course, when I was first looking at doing your course, I didn't realize that I was muted and I wasn't expressing myself to the capacity that I could. So maybe I'd like my friends to be able to have some experience from your knowledge. So tell me more about that.
Oh, that's a huge question. Are your friends like you? Are they entrepreneurs or business owners or
Yes.
is okay? Because there's so many ways, Lynn, that we meet ourselves. Honestly, I know you're in the relationship space and you really do some amazing coaching around relationships. And I think how we mute ourselves is a really big deal in relationships,
Yeah.
right? We don't show up, we don't tell the truth, we don't ask for what we want, we don't stand up for ourselves, we don't acknowledge ourselves. And so the muting, whether you're in business or in a relationship, starts like within ourselves,
Yeah.
right? The very real cost I've seen to myself and amazing women like you that have this gift to get out into the world that's so needed right now, especially in the relationship space. COVID has really done a number on our relationships. It's like
Absolutely.
all-time high of breakups and a lot of fighting, which is a good time for you to be in business. But if people don't know where to find you, if you're still a best kept secret because you're playing small, that's a really big version of muting yourself. Like you're just not serving enough people. And if you're not serving enough people, then A, you don't have the soul satisfaction of waking up every morning like you and I do and doing what we love and making a really big transformation in other people's lives. So that's the first cost. The second cost is to our bottom line, our bank account. Our calendars aren't full, our money isn't where we need it to be. And those are all symptoms of playing small and muting ourselves and not showing up and pushing up our sleeves and being like, okay, I'm going to let the world know how freaking awesome I am today. And that's what I see for women entrepreneurs like us, Lynn, is that we just don't tell enough people how great we are and how we can help them.
Yeah, I totally agree, Siddiqui. I mean, that's I believe it's an epidemic, especially with women, is that we have such gifts that we don't, one, either recognize it or we don't acknowledge it. And that makes a huge difference to whether we mute ourselves or unmuting ourselves and getting out in the world and just living our best life. I think, like you said, in relationships or in finances, business, living our best life.
Yeah, I mean, women, I don't know, I think you're younger than I am. I'm 54, but women of my age and my mother's age, my mother was like a debutante in California. And it was all about, and she was married to a plastic surgeon. My dad is a plastic surgeon, and no, I haven't had plastic surgery, but we were taught to be seen and not heard. And we were taught to, if you're going to be seen, you need to be seen as young and sexy and beautiful, and our whole value was established on how we looked to the
Yeah.
outside world. I see this show up so much with female coaches, consultants, entrepreneurs, women in the corporate space of we are not taught from the get-go to speak up, to
Mm.
share our thoughts, to share our value. We do it, but we never stake a claim for ourselves. We're not taught to brag. We're not taught, like, don't brag, don't boast, don't be full of yourself, don't be egoic. It's like,
Yeah.
be small, be humble, be quiet, be
Yeah.
silent. And that is the epidemic that is coming back around and biting us, because if you don't have enough clients, you're not making a big enough impact. And if you're here to serve and make an impact, you're not going to feel satisfied unless you're doing that, right?
Oh, totally. Absolutely. I know for me, I've done a lot of courses, as you know, But I've just learned so much in the short time that I've been with you about myself and how much I was muting myself and how much I was constricting and just being confident in myself about my gifts and being proud of them and wanting to get them out there. I've learned so much, and that's why I wanted to share this with you, you to the world, or my world, because you've made such an impact in my life.
Oh, well, I'm so proud of you in the short time that you've been with us. It feels short in the span of our lifetime. I know that you landed one of the biggest clients you've ever landed. You got paid more than you've ever gotten paid, which are all out external signs. I don't think any of the women that I work with are like, oh, I want to be a multi-bajillionaire. Most of the women come to me and they're like, I want to help more people. I want to serve more people. And then the money is kind of the secondary or third affirmation of, I'm out there doing good work in the world. People are paying me more.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a sign that the internal dialogue has shifted and changed from I'm playing small and I'm not enough to I'm enough to help other people and to stake a claim to that. And I deserve to be valued for that. And that's part of the confidence thing that women have is, Lynn, I don't know about in Australia, but in the United States where I'm from, women still under earn by 20 cents on the dollar.
Yeah.
And if you add that up over a 40-year career, that's a $750,000 shortfall that we have compared to our male counterparts.
Wow.
And if you take 10 of your closest friends and you're all under earning for 40 years, 20 cents on the dollar, now we have a $7.5 million deficit amongst, our 10 closest friends. That to me breaks my heart.
Yeah.
Because I know that women with resources are generous. So think about those 10 women with a collective $7.5 million, what we would do with it. We would make the world a better place. Maybe we would be driving a nicer car and having a nicer handbag. But women like you and I, we're more charged up by helping other people.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah.
When we are well-resourced ourselves. So one of the
Absolutely.
biggest prices of muting ourselves is that we stay under-resourced, undernourished. And then we're in that struggle cycle. We're on what I call the struggle bus. And then we have a harder time going out and helping others. And so I'm really wanting us to stand in our value and proclaim it.
Yeah.
So that we can help more people and feel even better about the impact that we're making with our resources.
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree. It affects every single area of our life, doesn't it? I mean, not only our business and our finances, but our personal relationships and even how we mother as a parent with our children. And it just, I just can't emphasize enough how much us muting ourselves affects every aspect, our health. Oh, it's just mind-blowing. And you don't realize how much we're muting ourselves until we start to do some work with people like you. And it really just opens our eyes.
Yeah. I mean, I know that you and I, thank you for saying that. You and I really do a similar thing, which is the tagline to Unmute Yourself is be seen, be heard, be yourself. And I know that you're a mother of 8. Is it 8 kids? I bow to you.
Oh, well, four of my own, 4 stepchildren. So
it doesn't matter. They're all your kids. Like you're responsible to all of them.
Sometimes his body feels like it's had 8, but anyway.
Seriously, I bow to mothers like you. And I think that we all have our part to do in this, but we don't do it on our own.
Yeah.
And this is the thing, can I just tell you, that breaks my heart more than anything is when I talk to brilliant, talented, amazing women that have so much to offer the world. And they're just like, it's just not the right time. It's just not the right time because I've got to make sure my kids graduate from school or they're on summer holiday or whatever it is. And the other day I was talking to a woman, she's like, it's not the right time because I have to wait till my kids graduate. And I'm like, oh, how old are they? And she's like, well, one of them is 3 and one of them is 18. And I mean,
my
we
goodness.
laugh now, but she was so serious. She was like, I don't have capacity for
Oh,
anything else.
wow.
And I'm like, this is the problem, is that as women, we're so overwhelmed.
Yes.
We're overwhelmed, we're anxious, we're exhausted from all of the expectations that we have from everybody else, but most of all from ourselves.
Yes.
And we don't want to put ourselves first. And so part of unmuting ourselves is saying, this is what matters to me. Yes, being a mother, being a wife, being a colleague, being a friend, being a support to others. But I need to support myself in a safe space where people see me, they hear me, and they presence me, which will allow me to flourish. That's really at the heart and soul of what I do. Is I really want to be like the Dalai Lama who changed my life as a photographer. Is I stood in front of him and I felt for the first time like he really saw me.
Yeah.
Not for who I was, not for what I did, not for my accomplishments, not for the number on the scale. He just saw me and it changed my life. And that is what I'm trying to impart on other women, is people just want to be seen. Yeah. They just want to be heard, whether it's your kids or your husband or your colleague or the next person that is needing help with their relationships or, their business marketing. And when we can do that, when we can really lean in and create a space where people do feel seen and they do feel heard and they do feel celebrated, you wouldn't even believe what's possible then. And I look at you and I'm like, that's what's possible, is you get that nourishment from the inside out that then allows you to go out in the world and do your work on a much, much bigger level. And that's what this whole movement that I'm creating is, that I am the steward of, is really about.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that I love most about what you do, is not only do you change women's lives, but the environment that we are in when we're with you, with other women, it's priceless, because you don't get out in the real world. It is so priceless to have that support and that network and uplifting and encouraging. Everyone needs that.
We do. And, I think women and women business owners were really different in the United States during COVID. Over 1,900 women a day, and this is just in the United States, started businesses. 1,900 women a day, more in the history of the world.
Wow.
And what I know about myself as a female business owner is I go out into the world seeking knowledge and the skills and the tools that I think are going to make me successful. And I invariably come up against resistance and I fall flat on my face. And what I think we really need is we need structure.
Yeah.
We need accountability. We need support. And if you're anything like me, you need a lot of hand holding. And that is the foundation. I think the statistic for like online courses are that only 3% of people actually finish them.
Yeah. Sad, isn't it?
It is. And so you're talking about millions of dollars that we all invest thinking that, this is going to be the thing that changes something.
Yeah.
And really nothing changes, because we don't actually need more knowledge. We don't actually need more tools to go out there and do the work we're meant to do in the world. What we need is a collective of people around us that will help those of us that are sensitive souls lick our wounds when a client says, I don't like the way you did this, or someone says, no, I won't promote you, or whatever it is. We need that emotional support. We need the structure. We need accountability to keep going when we get stuck in resistance. That's really what I've seen is the key to success for women like you and me. I created the programs that I couldn't find in the world. I created what I knew I would need to succeed as a female entrepreneur who's highly sensitive, highly intelligent, and a total unicorn in the way I do things. And we're not, we're not linear thinkers. We
Yeah.
need an organic structure that feels intuitive. And that is really what I am aspiring to bring to women like you, because that's the key to your success. You don't actually need another degree. You don't need another certification. You need confidence in yourself and in the calling that you got from the universe to go out and do your work in the world.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that again, one of the many things I love about you is that your gifts, you're so intuitive to the person that's in front of you. And that is a real gift that you bring to the table to help women.
Yeah, well, I think you're like this too. There's no cookie cutter approach.
Yeah.
As much as we have milestones to help you unmute yourself and get visible into your marketing, we have milestones. We do have like, scientifically based techniques and tools that we use. At the end of the day, you don't have to do all of it to be successful. And I know we use this archetype quiz, and are you the alchemist or the sage?
Sage.
Like the lover. The sage, right? So us sages are about using our intuition, and we have to intuitively pick and choose. I'm not going to do all of it. I'm not going to get stuck in my judgment, my perfectionism, and that voice in my head that says I'm never enough and I never do enough. I'm not going to get stuck in that today.
Yeah.
I'm going to do one imperfect action to move the ball down the court and to feel like I'm doing my work in the world. Because Lynn, at the end of the day, I just want to know that at whatever time my life is over, that I made a contribution and that I invited other women to stand in their power.
Yeah.
You have to forgive me. I'm just getting over COVID, so I'm really emotional.
You're making me emotional too.
But I mean, honestly, I've been sitting in bed with COVID thinking, oh my God, am I doing enough? What's it all for? Like at the end of the day, what am I uniquely here to do? And am I doing it?
Yeah.
Am I doing it? And if I can say in any way, shape, or form that I have supported other women to stand up, to show up differently, and to shine their light, in this online forum, then I feel like, God forbid, something happened, but I feel like I have lived a soul satisfying life. And I think at the end of the day, it's not about the money in the bank. It's not about the plaques on the wall. It's not about the degrees. It's not, an online influencer popularity contest. It's, did I make myself available to the people that really needed my help? That's all we're responsible for. It's not that big of a deal, but we do have to learn how to get out of our own way. And none of us does it of our own accord.
Absolutely. And that's why I feel that every woman that is seeing this and listening to this, whether you feel like you are muting yourself or you need this, then please just give it a go. I mean, tell us about your course, because I think every woman needs to do it.
Well, so the Unmute Yourself, it's a 5-day event. And so in 5 hours, you can go from hidden to hello world. And the strategy that we use is videos, social media videos. Some of the women have never even done a live. Some of them have never posted a social media video. And in this day and age, where so much of the world has shifted its mindset around business to online interactions, the way to unmute yourself is to put yourself out there on videos, on social media platform of choice, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, whatever. And so in the 5-day event, we really help you walk through what's the cost of staying hidden. How are you showing up and being like, I'm fine, I don't need help. Why are you called to get beyond that small inner critic voice? Like, what is it that's calling you forward? Making a declaration of that, making a commitment to moving forward no matter what.
Yeah.
And then looking at what kind of support you need to consistently put yourself out there so that people can find you. And that's what we do in this 5-day event. There's a lot of personal interaction. It's not just come and watch the replays. We're doing it together. We're making a plan for you to put yourself out there in a way that feels authentic and aligned for you so that you can reach your ideal audience. That's what it's really about.
Yeah, and that's why I feel so strongly about this course, because I think that's how I came across you. I did this Unmute Yourself course, and because a friend of mine referred me, just like I'm doing this with my friends and people that I know, because so powerful how much it's changed me, and that's why I wanted to share you with them. So what are the dates and how can we get in contact with you?
Well, I think we're going to put the link below. You have a link to share, and it is in the United States, it's July 18th through the 25th. And in Australasia, it is the 19th through the 26th, and it's at 5 p.m. PST, which I'm in New Zealand. So it's at noon in New Zealand, and it's at 10 a.m. for you in Melbourne, right?
Oh, the different time zones.
Oh, I mean, just finding a time that would work. But here's what I love about the Australian women. I'm guessing that most of your friends are Australian like you. Yes.
A lot. Yeah.
I feel like the United States, we love you, United States, is super saturated with coaches and programs. And Australia is the land of best kept secrets. All of the women that I meet in the coaching space, in the consulting space from Australia are amazing. And I'm like, ladies, the world really needs to know about you. The people in the United States need to know about you. People in Europe need to know about you. And so I think that the Australians have that tall poppy syndrome of like, oh, don't toot your own horn. However, the Australians need to toot their own horn more so that people over in the United States can hear you and be like, oh my God, she's this awesome relationship coach with this super sexy accent. Of course I'm going to hire her. Yeah, so July 19th through the 26th, and it's at 10 a.m. Melbourne time, noon New Zealand time, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, and don't know what it is in China.
It doesn't matter. Just do it, ladies. You just got to do it. Do the course. Doesn't matter what time. I mean, one of the courses I'm getting up for you is at 4 a.m. And we are worth it. We are worth doing that for ourselves, first of all. Yeah.
I get up from my mastermind at 5 a.m. And at first I was like, I can't do this. I'm going to find a mastermind, in my neck of the woods. And then I realized how much time and energy I had invested in the relationships in their mastermind. And I was like, that's what's important, is for me to get up and be committed. And guess what? There's no distractions at 4 and 5 in the morning. There's nobody tugging at your pant leg and saying, get me breakfast, or where did I put my jacket, or whatever. So it's a no distraction zone earlier in the morning. So I hope it works for your women, because if they're anything like you, I would love to help women like you unleash themselves in the world and get their just deserves.
Absolutely. Because all women, they're worth it, and they just need to believe they're worth it, and you can help them do that.
We can help them do it. You're in it too. Yes. Yeah, together, what we can never do alone. Together, we can do what we could never do alone. I heard that recently. And I also heard a rising tide lifts all boats.
Yes.
And I think that women have been in the paradigm of a pot of lobsters. You've heard the lobster pot analogy, right?
Yes. Yes. We use the crabs in the bucket analogy.
The crabs in the bucket.
Yeah.
Crabs in the bucket, where, one crab tries to get up and the rest of them drag them down.
Yeah.
I like to see it as the rising tide lifts all boats. Like there's no competition in our space. There's just collaboration and support. That's really what it takes to be successful, especially in this new online paradigm. It's collaboration.
Yes, I totally agree. So ladies, if you're hearing this, please just sign up, give it a go. you will not regret it. I promise you. And you get to see Siddiqi and I again.
Yeah. And I promise in 5 hours, you literally are going to have a really simple strategy when you leave to go from hidden and being a best kept secret and playing small. We're going to give you at the very least a napkin plan, plan on a napkin. And it is simple to just go out there and start sharing your gifts and your light with the world, because if not now, then when? You know,
Absolutely.
the world really needs you now, not when your kids graduate from college.
Yeah, because someone once said to me, there'll never be the right time. There's always now.
The right time is when you decide enough hiding out. It's too painful to hide.
Yeah.
I've got to get my gifts out in the world because it's what I'm here to do. It's what it's what we as a collective have spent our life practicing and learning and investing in. You know, the Dalai Lama said at the World Peace Summit in, I think it was 2009, he said, the Western women, you are included, will save the world.
Yes.
Through our empathy and compassion.
Yes.
And so if you're watching this, you're one of those Western women, and our charge is to do it differently so that things start to shift. And not one of us has the power to do it by ourselves, but together we can affect a change. So it really sounds like I'm starting like a women's rights movement or something. But honestly, it's, you know, marketing in your business and getting yourself out there in a way that people can find you when they need you.
Absolutely. Awesome. So much. I just want to thank you so much for allowing me to interview you and sharing your gifts with me so I can share with others. Thank you so much, Siddiqi Ray.
You're welcome, Lynn Croker. Did you have any, like, I just have a question for you. I know it's your interview, but looking back, I think that you said to me early on, I had no idea what I was signing up for.
Yes.
So if you could say to that version of yourself that had no idea really what she was signing up for, what would you tell her now?
Just do it. I mean, anything that we do for the first time or any change we make is scary. We always have fear. Fear is natural and fear is good, because it means that you're going to grow and you're going to expand and things are going to change for the better. So just embrace that fear and trust and just go for it.
I love that you're so enthusiastic. Yes, just go for it. Well, any friend of yours is a definite friend of mine that doesn't know we're friends yet. So we'll put the link below. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. We'll put that link too. And at the very least, if now isn't the right time, then I'd love for you to join our free Facebook group, Women in Biz, Getting Visible Together. A very, very safe space to practice. There's lots of resources, there's lots of tools, and there's lots of support in that group. So for whatever reason, the dates and the times don't work out for you, again, it's not 4 a.m. It's 10 a.m. if you're in Melbourne. But if the times don't work out for you, I'd love to invite you to our group. And when you join the group, you'll be prompted to take the Visibility Archetype quiz. And that's what Lynn and I were talking about, that we're sages, there's the alchemist, there's the queen, there's the lover. And that's a freebie that I'd love to give to all your women, is that quiz that has a lot of information on the back end of it.
Wow. Thank you so much, Siddiqi. That's powerful. Just learning that alone was very powerful for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Real game changer for a lot of people.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again. And any of you ladies that are watching this, if you can either contact Siddiqi, we'll give you the links below, or if you have any questions, you can contact me and I will answer your questions or refer you to Siddiqi. But please just do the course, because you're worth the time and effort. This is time out for you. You're worth it.
Yeah, you are worth it. And we would love to have you. Starts next week. So it's right around the corner. You don't need to think. You can just say yes, hit the button below and join us for this really precious 5 hours that we have together to get you from playing small and hidden to out in the world, like, hello world, I'm ready. I need to serve. I'm ready to shine. And I would love to have you. Lynn would love to have you. So join us.
Yay, we can do it together. Thank you, Siddiqi. Mwah.
Mwah. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.